Have you ever wondered why the hardest seasons of your life often come right before something beautiful happens? Why the doors close? Why people leave? Why prayers seem unanswered? Why everything you worked for suddenly falls apart? You ask God for a blessing, but instead, life gets harder. You ask for direction, but all you see is confusion. You ask for strength, but what arrives is a battle. And in those moments, it feels like God has forgotten you. But what if He hasn't? What if the breaking is part of the blessing? What if God is preparing you for something greater than you can currently imagine? Today, I want to share a truth that has changed countless lives. God often breaks a person before He blesses them, not because He enjoys your pain, not because He wants to punish you, but because some blessings require a version of you that doesn't exist yet. And before God can elevate you, He must first transform you. Stay with me until the end, because what you're going through right now may make much more sense after hearing this message. Think about a seed. Before it becomes a mighty tree, it must first be buried. It disappears into darkness. It is covered by dirt, no sunlight, no recognition, no applause. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. It looks dead. But beneath the surface, something incredible is taking place. The seed is breaking apart. And without that breaking, there can be no growth. The shell must crack. The old form must die. Only then can new life emerge. Many people want the tree. Few are willing to become the seed. And maybe that's where you are today. Buried under disappointment, buried under heartbreak, buried under financial struggles, buried under loneliness, buried under questions that nobody can answer. You feel forgotten, invisible, lost. But perhaps you are not being buried. Perhaps you are being planted. There is a difference. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that God's silence means God's absence. It doesn't. Some of God's most powerful work happens when you cannot see it. Think about the moments when a sculptor creates a masterpiece. The sculptor doesn't add beauty first. He starts by removing pieces. Hammer strikes, chisel cuts, fragments fall away. To an observer, it might look destructive. But the artist sees something nobody else can see. He sees the masterpiece hidden inside the stone. In the same way, God sees what you can become. And sometimes the painful experiences in your life are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to remove what doesn't belong. The pride, the fear, the unhealthy attachments, the wrong relationships, the false identity, the habits holding you back. God isn't just interested in giving you blessings. He is interested in preparing you to carry them. Because a blessing received too early can become a burden. Imagine giving a child the keys to a luxury sports car. The car itself isn't bad. The timing is. The child lacks the maturity to handle it. The same principle applies to many blessings. Sometimes the reason God says not yet is because He loves you enough to prepare you first. You see delay. God sees development. You see rejection. God sees protection. You see loss. God sees preparation. You see an ending. God sees a beginning. The challenge is trusting Him when none of it makes sense. Every great story in history contains a season of breaking. Before the victory comes the struggle. Before the promotion comes the process. Before the miracle comes the waiting. Nobody talks about the lonely nights, the tears, the uncertainty, the moments when faith is all you have left. Yet those moments often become the foundation for everything that follows. Because suffering has a way of teaching lessons that success never can. Pain reveals character. Pressure reveals priorities. Adversity reveals faith. And when everything else is stripped away, you discover who you truly are. More importantly, you discover who God truly is. Sometimes God allows your plans to fail because His plans are bigger. Think about that. The thing you're crying over today may be the very thing that would have limited your future. The opportunity you lost. The relationship that ended. The job that disappeared. The dream that collapsed. You call it a tragedy. Years later, you may call it a turning point. How many times have people looked back and realized that their greatest blessing was hidden inside what felt like their greatest disappointment? The problem is that we only understand the picture after the pieces come together. While we're living through it, all we see are scattered fragments. But God sees the completed masterpiece. There is something powerful that happens when a person reaches the end of themselves. When pride is gone. When ego is broken. When self-reliance no longer works. When every human solution has failed. That is often where true transformation begins. Because as long as we believe we can control everything, we leave little room for God. But when we finally surrender, when we finally admit we don't have all the answers, when we finally place our trust in something greater than ourselves, a new chapter begins. Not because circumstances instantly change, but because we change. And when we change, everything else starts changing too. Perhaps right now you feel exhausted. You've prayed, you've waited, waited, you've hoped, you've fought, and you're wondering how much longer you can keep going. If that's you, hear this carefully. The darkest part of the night comes before dawn. The greatest pressure produces the strongest diamonds. The deepest roots grow in hidden places, and the most powerful testimonies are born from painful seasons. Your current struggle is not the end of your story. It is a chapter, a difficult chapter, but not the final one. One day you will look back at this season. You will remember the tears, the sleepless nights, the unanswered questions, the moments when you thought you wouldn't make it. And you'll realize something extraordinary. The breaking didn't destroy you, it built you. The waiting didn't weaken you, it strengthened you. The setbacks didn't stop you, they redirected you. The pain didn't end your purpose, it revealed it. And the God you thought had abandoned you was actually carrying you through every step of the journey. So if life feels heavy right now, if doors are closing, if plans are falling apart, if your heart feels broken, don't give up, don't quit, don't assume the story is over, because sometimes God removes before He adds. He empties before He fills. He breaks before He blesses, not to harm you, but to prepare you, not to punish you, but to position you, not to destroy your future, but to build a stronger foundation for it. The blessing you're praying for may already be on its way. The transformation may already be happening. The breakthrough may be closer than you think. So keep believing, keep growing, keep trusting. And remember this powerful truth. A seed must break before it becomes a tree. A diamond must endure pressure before it shines. A masterpiece must be carved before it is revealed. And sometimes God breaks you before He blesses you, because the person receiving the blessing must be stronger than the person who first prayed for it. Your story is not over. Your purpose is still alive. And your blessing may be closer than you realize. Keep the faith. The breaking is not the end. It is the beginning.